Hi YouTube, Manny here. I hope you are all doing very well. I've seen a few posts recently about people having struggles playing through the Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin game, and due to the difficulty of combat and just being overwhelmed by all the mechanics that are introduced in the game at once, basically. And I wanted to make this video to provide some helpful tips and advice to um, help you progress the game and enjoy it. So here we go. Let's get started. Tip one, just take your time. There's no rush. This isn't like the old school Prince of Persia where you have 1 hour to finish the game, or the Super Mario World where each level is timed. There's no time limit in the game. Just take it nice and easy. If you want to kill one mob at a time, then that's your prerogative. Then do one mob at a time. There's no shame or fault in that. So my advice number one would be just take your time and take it nice and easy. Tip number two, observe your surroundings. Pay attention to the level design, because there's most of the times you can use the level to your advantage. If there's a cliff and there's a mob near it, try to push the mob off the cliff, because they will die instantly, and if you fall down, you just take a little bit of damage. So yeah, and if there is cannons or turrets or something like that, you can use those to your advantage as well. So always make sure you pay attention to your surroundings and use it to your advantage, because I know some levels have turrets, some turrets have traps, some levels have cliff, or they're on a high platform, so you could push them off a cliff. So it's better for you to survive than get the loot, because the loot's always there, but your time and enjoyment is limited. So just do the best you can. Tip number three, try different job combinations, because you never know. There might be a job that you never thought to give a time of day, and it might be the job that really clicks with you, and you really play well together. My playthrough, I thought I was gonna stick to warrior, and then I learned that warrior wasn't the last job to unlock, and it was dark knight, which required black mage. So I started playing black mage, and I actually really enjoyed it. So I always have a range class in my arsenal if I can, and I even try giving the shield or sword breaker a chance, or knight class a chance, and so that class helped me get through some of the toughest bosses in the game. So never push off the idea to try different combinations. Plus, you get the passive ability or passive affinity for the second job that you have. So it's another great way to level your low class jobs if you don't have any anima and you just don't feel like playing the class. So give that a try too. Tip four, my recommendation would be to create a lobby. A network lobby is a great way to not only get better loot, but get to use people to assist you in situations that they might be stuck in as well. So use the community to help you out. There's also benefits to using a network lobby. The benefit being, so if someone joins you, the party gets Phoenix downs, the 3 of them, which are shared. So if one goes down, if one person uses it, it goes down for the entire party. However, if you guys are patient enough and let the other person revive you, they can use their potion to revive you, and that could be a continuous thing. So if you guys instantly go down, use potions first, I would recommend, to get each other back up. And if the person is either preoccupied or you guys don't have any potions left, then start using your Phoenix down. So there's multiple opportunities for continue the same run instead of having you restart the run from the checkpoint. So give that a try. That's a good suggestion, I would say. That's what I do every time I play a game. I start a network lobby because I like getting better loot right off the bat. And I like to share the experience with people who are either new or some people that have experience more than me. So give that a try as well. Any other advice I can give in general is just, if you're having troubles with all the suggested tips beforehand, just to lower the difficulty. There's nothing wrong with having the game more easier for you so you can enjoy it more. Plus, there's another benefit that I'll talk about later. That if you play on casual mode, which gets unlocked if you play through the story mode, there's a benefit to that if you want to have a nice and easier time playing the game and just cruising along. So there's no shame with that. Try different difficulties, See which one suits you best, and if you just want to finish the game and be done with it, then play the story mode. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's your time and money, like I said, so enjoy to the best ability you can. So we're gonna start with the combat tips now. Combat tip 1: blocking. Blocking is super imperative in a game like this. This is not your typical hack and slash kind of game. This is more of a game that requires that you study the patterns of the enemies and their attacks, and blocking at the right time will benefit you greatly. And there's two types of blocking in the game. There's regular blocking, which is L1 if you're on PlayStation. I'm assuming left button on Xbox. There's regular blocking and there's soul shield blocking. Regular blocking is basically just blocking with your weapon. Most attacks can be blocked by this ability. The benefit of using regular blocking, it doesn't strain your stamina bar. So if you're having difficulty using your soul shield to block attacks, just consider using the regular blocking. There's nothing wrong with that. And the second being the soul shield blocking. The soul shield blocking is really beneficial, but it's risky at the same time. Basically, the advantage of it being, like, if you block the attack with your soul shield, you get some MP backs, which you can use towards your abilities and combos. But the downside is it does drain your stamina bar fairly quickly, so you have to have the perfect timing essentially to benefit from soul shield blocking. And sometimes you can actually absorb the mobs or boss's ability and use it against them, so that's another benefit of using a soul shield. And I'll go about that on the next part of the tip. Oh, and before I forget, you can actually parry in this game too. So if you time your regular blocking, which is with your weapon, properly, you can parry the mob's attack and go in for an extra damage hits and do more damage along the way and pull off amazing combos. Tip number 2. So this basically goes off from the previous points of the soul shield blocking, is mob special attacks. So the mobs have regular attacks and they have 3 types of special attacks. There's a purple special attack, there's an orange special attack, and there's a red special attack. The purple, if you use your soul shield, you absorb the ability that was used against you, and occasionally you'll have either 1 or 2 charges of it to use against them. So it's really imperative to use soul shield when you can to absorb the ability and use it against the mob themselves. If you don't have any stamina gauge, or if you're not comfortable enough using the soul shield to absorb the ability, then use regular blocking. There's nothing wrong with it. The orange one, you can use soul shield to block that, but you don't get any benefits from absorbing their abilities. So it's a good way to recover MP. But if you're still, again, like, if you're uncomfortable, then definitely use regular blocking to block those attacks as well. Generally, from my experience, the orange attacks tend to be continuous, so it's better to use regular blocking in these situations than soul shield blocking, because you might run to a risk of having your stamina bar depleted and get fatigue on the ground and you take free damage for no reason. So the red special attacks, those are generally done by bosses or mobs that do a grabbing move. Generally speaking, you cannot block those with either regular blocking or soul shield blocking. However, there is an exception to this rule. If you play the game on story mode, or if you play the mode on casual mode, which is the story mode, you do have the ability to block these attacks. So if you find yourself having trouble blocking and you find yourself dying mostly to special attacks that are red done by the bosses or grabbing attacks by regular mobs, try lowering the difficulty and play on casual mode to give you another tool to your advantage to be able to block these attacks that are generally not blockable. Tip number 3. What I would say is familiarize yourself with the combo system in the game. There's so many variations of the combos that you can pull off with your weapons. It's crazy. Like you could do, so when you're performing normal combos, you can attach a special move at the end of the combo. So I would definitely recommend taking the time to practice the weapons, and each weapons have their own combo system as well. So I would recommend taking the time to learning the weapons that you like to use in the game and learn the combo system in that. um I'll show some videos in a bit that if you're having some issues performing some of the combos, maybe that'll help you as well. But yeah, the combo system is really um important to know in this game, because it's basically your bread and butter and dealing like the most effective damage. Another point I wanted to make was there's a mission in the game that you can use here that basically lets you practice the game or practice the moves, and I'll talk about that on my last point of this list. So this one is a advanced tip. It's an advanced combat tip, which is called action canceling. So there's two ways you can action cancel in the game. Basically, when you're performing your normal combos, and then you use a special combo at the end, you could action cancel that animation basically by either using an absorb ability from a mob or boss, or by switching jobs while doing the move. So basically, if you action cancel, is as soon as the move is done, it's animation, like initial damage, and the animation is canceled if you press your job change button, or use the ability that you absorb from the mob. And the benefit of job canceling is if you actually have a really low stamina bar on one of your jobs, if you switch jobs right away, your stamina bar is actually reset, because it's considered two different classes or two different specs. So if you're having trouble blocking some moves from bosses or mobs, try considering action canceling. Or if you're performing a combo and you know the boss is about to do a move and you don't have any stamina bar, try practicing action canceling to get that stamina bar back, which you can use greatly to your advantage, and it will help you a long way, and your tool set would be greater in most engages. So consider learning action canceling, and again, I'm going to talk about how you can practice that in the next tip. Tip number 5: consider using the practice tool or practice mission that's available in the game. As soon as you go through the prologue mission, you have an access to this mission that lets you practice variety of weapons and combos in the game. So honestly, that's the best way you can improve yourself in terms of combat, is going to that mission and practicing the combos that are attached to each weapon. Anyways, that's all the tips I have for you guys right now. I hope they helped a little bit, or I hope they helped greatly for you guys. I just hope that these tips help you enjoy it. Otherwise, amazingly fun game. So just be patient, take your time, and practice. That's all I can recommend, honestly. Not with just games like these, but games like Demon Souls or Dark Souls as well, because those just, you can't rush through those unless you're super experienced or a speedrunner. But take your time. Like, these games are more a methodical combat system and playstyle. So I hope you guys enjoyed the guide. If you have any questions, concerns, leave a comment down below and tell me why you liked the video, and tell me why you didn't like the video, so I can improve for later. This is my first YouTube video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care. Bye. Toodles.